Hey viewers, welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm your host, Bckwrdbbq, and today we are going to be looking at contact juggling. I am making this video in response to the McElroy brothers' fushigiart patronage from the podcast My Brother and Me. I was going to buy a Fushigi ball, but then I started doing research and discovered why they were so hated by the contact juggling community. And today we're going to be talking about the history of contact juggling. Now, because I've only been doing this for about a month and I'm not very good at it, I have decided that for the art portion, I will include Photoshop Disney characters. Let's go down the rabbit hole. Now, contact juggling has always been part of juggling in some form or another, including moves like stalls and body rolls. And Chinese medicine balls, or bowding balls, have been around since the 1300s. This ball is a 75mm clear acrylic ball. This is one of the most common and most popular balls used for contact juggling. This one is a 100mm sil-x implosion. It is a stage ball. Stage balls are used in regular toss juggling, but the 100mm are a little bit larger and are better for contact juggling. The sil-x is filled 1/3 of the way with liquid silicone. This makes it easier to balance and stall. It also gives it a dead drop, so it doesn't bounce or roll too much. The implosion is because this is the clear ball with the colored liquid. There are several other types of stage balls that are filled with various different things. The most common is Russian balls, which are filled with glass beads. It wasn't until Michael Motion's performance of Light that contact juggling became its own art form. Michael Motion was the first person to utilize acrylic balls. Although referred to as crystal balls, they are actually 100% clear acrylic. There are several moves in the Light routine that are attributed directly to him. Michael Motion called his art form dynamic manipulation. Jim Henson discovered Michael Motion and utilized him in the 1986 film Labyrinth.
I've known Michael Motion's work for several years, and he does this incredible act, and what he does is as close to real magic as anything that I really know. For the occasions, we wanted to use Michael's right arm to be David's arm. We set it up with a stand-in for David, so he could rehearse and rehearse and try to get this move. We had to have Michael down behind David, and he had to be leaning down so that he wouldn't be in the camera shot. He's now working totally blind.
This is when contact juggling finally entered the mainstream. Then in 1990, James Earnest wrote a book entitled Contact Juggling. This is when the art form was finally given a name. Many of the techniques taught in this book were techniques developed by Michael Motion. This led to a widespread communication about intellectual property in the juggling community. In 1992, Michael Motion threatened to not attend the International Jugglers Association because of their praise of James Earnest's book. In 2010, Fushigi started hitting the television waves. Fushigi was an attempt to mass market contact juggling. The commercials emphasized the magical abilities of the ball, and they downplayed the skill required. Fushigi is made out of a polycarbonate resin with a metal ball core. They break and chip easily, and they have very poor quality control. The popularity of Fushigi once again brought up the question of Michael Motion's intellectual property. Now in 2017, Fushigi is relaunching. This time it is a solid polycarbonate resin without the metal core. The new commercial is almost identical to the previous commercial, with a few new close-ups to replace the ball. That's all for this episode of Down the Rabbit Hole. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you would like to check out My Brother and Me, that's up here. And if you want to see this weird mashup I did of Gremlins and Star Wars, that's down here. Until next time, may the Force be with you.